I'm taking a first look at Dragon's Prophet, a game made by Runewaker Entertainment, I think. Just Runewaker, whatever. The guys who brought you Runes of Magic, a rather successful free-to-play game. The European version is being localized by Infernum, the guys who also localized things like Brick Force. Basically the backstory is that there's a bunch of elder dragons who have created the entire world and all of its creatures, and when they were done with it they pretty much said fuck it, which is exactly what they did. So basically they're boning everything that's running around, and they shagged wolves and birds and each other and everything, and as you can see, every second creature you bump into in the world is some kind of dragon. And you get to tame these dragons. I can try and jump this guy. And basically what you do is try to stay on top of him until he can no longer be bothered to fight you off and just gives in. Basically the way every happy relationship starts. And then I tame the dragon. That's pretty much how you do it. And if I want to, I can now summon the guy. And he can fight things for me, alongside me. So I attack this rat and the dragon will help me. There we go. Since most dragons in the game happen to have wings, I can also mount the little fella and start flying around on it. So you pretty much get flying mounts right off the bat. You can customize and upgrade your dragons at the dragon lair. For instance, here I get to see all the abilities and skills of my dragons. Got 4 of them right now. And as you can see, not all of them have all of their ability slots filled. We'll get to that in a second. I can also remove certain abilities if I don't like them. For instance, this dragon gives me an increase to leather knowledge. Sounds fun. But I don't really like that because I want him to have nothing but combat abilities. So we're going to delete that. Which apparently costs a few diamonds. That's alright. And since diamonds cost real money, it asked me for my secondary password. Alright, so we can give various tasks to our dragons. For instance, I could tell this dragon to go and train, which essentially levels him up. Can tell him to train certain abilities, like level up all the existing abilities he has and make them stronger and more powerful. Or I can tell him to collect various resources and crafting materials. Since I've already sent him into training overnight, I can also change and upgrade his abilities and skills. Apparently my dragon's pretty strong already, so I might as well upgrade that some more. What's ferocity do? I have no idea. Ferocity, it doesn't really say, but he's good at ferocity. Let's upgrade that a bit. And that is that. Ooh, look at that, you can also feed them. Dedicate dragon. After dragon reaches training level 10, it may be offered to the... Oh. Nah. I can't feed my dragon because I don't have provisions. Right, then there's the field training, where I can send 2 dragons out to train each other. So they can teach each other new abilities and skills. Okay, so let's say this dragon has a really good attack skill, which I want on my other dragon, on one of my other dragons who doesn't have the skill yet. For instance, this little guy here gets the crippling pursuit, which slows down enemies. I Actually, that sounds kind of crap. Shattering strike. Ah, never mind that. Okay. So, he's got the Shattering Strike and the Crippling Pursuit, both of which I don't have on my green dragon yet. So I can send both of them into field training. Oh, one of them's already there. Put the other one in here. And these are the transferable skills, meaning there's a certain chance that if I send these two dragons into training, one of them might teach the other one of the skills they don't already know. Yes, yes, yes. You get 3 free training sessions per day. I've already used mine, and there's certain cash shop items which allow you to train your dragons further, so that's what we're gonna do. And now, my little raptor thingy has learned Monster Clash from the other dragon, which is nice. Let's try this again. Now he's learned the Cyclone Assault. And the Soul Stun. It's turning into quite a nice dragon now, isn't it? And my other dragon learned the Crippling Pursuit. There's only Whispering Wind left to learn. Ah, Shattering Strike even. So, having sent both of these dragons into field training with one another for a while, this nice big green one now has the Crippling Pursuit and Shattering Strike ability from the little raptor looking thing, the spiked razorback dragon, and in turn he learned the Cyclone Assault, Monster Clash and Soul Stun. Meaning basically I've got 2 very nice low-B battle dragons right here. Dragons can also be upgraded with gear. They have slots for armor and saddles. Right now all I have is this crude little saddle. You can see that here, little saddle on his back. Dragon abilities can do all sorts of things. For instance, these silvery skills are the combat skills, which allow them to use certain spells and special attacks against your enemies. Then there's the Dragon Soul skills. This one, for instance, gives a healing ability to my character, which is nice because there are no dedicated healing classes. All of the healing and much of the tanking is up to the dragons. Then there are skills which improve your crafting abilities. This dragon has a whole lot of them. This one would increase my herbalism, or herb knowledge as it's called on here, hunting knowledge, dragon training and so forth. But now we're done training all the dragons, so let's put them back on the roster. So I can fight a bit. Uses a healing skill I got from one of my dragons. He is a little buff, raises my focus and that of the entire group. Put that on the hotbar here, and that's that. Now once you have your own dragon, you can do the usual assortment of kill and fetch quests. So basically there's a bunch of quest hubs and NPCs will ask you to do the usual kind of things, you know, kill this for me, loot that for me, collect a few things. And on top of that, yeah, I just bumped into a public event. Basically, that's like events on Guild Wars or public quests back on Warhammer. For this particular one, we just have to kill a bunch of random dragons that are straying around here, and once you've killed enough, you get rewarded according to your contribution. Apparently there's no one else here. These dragons and a bunch of zombies. Hello there, Mr. Zombie. The combat system is rather fast-paced. You attack with the left and right mouse buttons, and the little hotbars, hotkeys you see at the bottom of the screen allow me to pull off various kinds of combos. I've only played this game for an hour or two, so I haven't quite figured it all out yet. And I guess I am typically referred to as a noob in the trade, so it all feels a bit floaty, it doesn't feel very solid, but it's probably just because I'm inexperienced with it. And I gained a level. The thing about summoning dragons in battle is that they can only... Yeah, there you see it. My dragon's exhausted and he needs to go, so I need to summon a different dragon. All the other ones on cooldown for about a minute. Which is a bit annoying. I mean, if you're in the middle of a fight, fighting a boss or something, and suddenly a dragon doesn't want to fight anymore, he just disappears, and if it takes you too long to notice, you're a bit fucked. So, I don't know, maybe there's an option or something that automatically summons the next dragon when your current one is exhausted. I'm not entirely sure how it works just yet. So far I have to summon all of them manually, which is slightly annoying. Especially since the hotkeys for summoning dragons are a bit awkward. For instance, I've got 4 dragons on me right now, and I can summon them with Alt plus F1 through F4, which is a bit of an awkward key combo. But there you have it. And that's that. Now it's counting down to the quest start again. I have absolutely no idea how this works. So, did I get anything for this? Oh look, it's my login reward. Can't claim that yet. I have no idea what that did. But it doesn't really matter because I killed the boss zombie and got some nice new loot. So, let's get to safety and have a look at that. Now, as you can see, inventory space is somewhat limited, as is the case with all free-to-play games these days, and if you want to unlock more slots, apparently you need to level up. An additional row of free backpack slots will automatically unlock upon reaching levels 10 and 20. Okay, and other than that, it costs 245 diamonds to unlock more slots, and it gets ever more expensive as we go. So, we've got a new set of pants. This one raises all of our defenses, crit chance, crit power, magic damage, but lowers our defenses and health. Not really sure I want to use that. Let's not. Maybe a weapon, which is also weaker than the one I've already got. Here's a two-handed weapon, which is nice. Yeah, let's try this one. I've never tried a two-hander before. Interested in any of these crafting items. Ooh, look, it's an ear cuff. That is nice and manly. And a priest's amulet, which apparently I cannot use, because I'm not a priest. Right. Now, one of the other things you can do is, of course, play instanced dungeons. This is actually quite nice, because if you don't want to play with other people, you can select a dungeon difficulty. And since I'm not in a group right now, this one comes in the easy explore difficulty level, meaning you can solo that stuff. And from what I've been told, you can solo most dungeons on explore difficulty if you don't have any friends, or you just don't like teaming up with random strangers. There is a group finder of sorts, which allows you to team up with random strangers if you're into that sort of thing. There's also some dungeon-related quests. This guy asks us to collect the seeds from the random plants that grow here. And the dungeon works pretty much the way you'd expect it. Bunch of bad guys sitting around everywhere. You fight your way through, and at the end there's a big fat boss waiting. So, let's jump forward a bit and have a look at him. Alright, boss is coming up. Now, bear in mind, I am slightly over-leveled. Oh, let's get rid of these guys real quick. So, He's probably not as challenging as he should be at this. Once you... I know. He's probably not as challenging as he would be the first time you get the chance to enter this dungeon, but for the sake of showing what the bosses look like, let's do this anyway. Now this is something I'd really seriously like to tame. Unfortunately, can't tame bosses from what I've seen. So we'll do the next best thing and beat the crap out of him. Or die trying. I can't really see what's happening because the camera is stuck right up my ass. It's a bit better. That's him done. Dropped some loot as well. That's a bit shit, isn't it? Magic penetration, yay. As you can see, you also get your assortment of double jumps and you get to sprint and do all kinds of acrobatic things. Now, one nice touch is that you don't actually have to walk all the way back out again when you're done. Just click on the little leave dungeon button and that's the end of that. Now, since we've gained a level, we also get to upgrade our attributes a bit. You see it here, I've got 3 attribute points. I can add them to anything I want: strength, constitution, ferocity and so forth. And if you're not entirely sure what to pick, as you can see there's a little tooltip telling you what each ability does. Personally, I'm just going with strength. I have no idea if that's the right or the wrong thing to do, but there's always the possibility to respec, which of course costs money, and that takes us right to the pay-to-play aspect of the game, or free-to-play for that matter, as the game is exactly that. Now you do get a certain amount of people who whine about free-to-play games saying they're not gonna play something that is free-to-play because, well, all kinds of bullshit, like you can pay 100 quid a month and more and you never get your money's worth out of a game and shit like that, or how free-to-play games attract all the wrong people. So yeah, I don't know, when's the last time you've taken a look at World of Warcraft and the community there and the shit that goes on in the trade channel? And so far World of Warcraft ain't free to play yet, so yeah, community doesn't get much worse than that. So saying that free to play games attract a bad community is bullcrap, seriously. As for the actual payments, micro payments you can do in this game, as you can see, the armor on this guy looks pretty sweet. That's a costume you can get out of the cash shop, which gives you absolutely no additional benefits on top of looking sexy. Now, sure, everybody wants to look cool, so you'll have to spend a tenner or two to get a nice costume, but yeah, it doesn't have any stats on it. This is no epic armor set or anything. There are no epic weapons in the cash shop, and on top of costumes you just get your basic convenience, like, you know, experience boosters which help you level up a bit faster, the aforementioned inventory upgrades, which I'll admit are rather necessary actually, because it's annoying when you play for 5 minutes and you gotta take a break and sell off a whole lot of crap or start throwing things away. Nobody wants to do that. I don't know why free-to-play games these days are so fucking restrictive with their inventory. I really don't like this, but what can you do? Then there's various other abilities that are quicker and easier to pull off if you have the money. For instance, telling a dragon to unlearn one of its abilities. Like, let's say one of your dragon has a, I don't know, a skinning bonus that you really don't want. You'd rather have him to have a spell in that slot. So if you want to unlearn that, easiest way to do this obviously is by throwing money at the screens and poof, there goes your skill. Well, I imagine that's how it works, I'm not entirely sure. Well, first impression. I think the game looks pretty amazing so far, visually. The music is fantastic. The quests are nothing to write home about. It's your basic, generic, go there, kill this and loot that kind of stuff. Nothing super amazing. There's a few fun quests here and there, like at the starting village I had to lure some sheep back into their pen, which was kind of funny. But yeah, on top of the usual gimmicky quests and public events and stuff, there's nothing you've never seen before in any other game. So the one outstanding feature about this game obviously lies within taming dragons, upgrading dragons, teaching them new skills. It's kind of like Pokemon with dragons, really, if you're into that sort of thing. Of course, that also means everybody around you has a dragon. You see dragons all over the place. Every second monster is a dragon. Everything you fight is dragons on top of the usual generic rats and bandits and zombies and shit. From what I've seen, the game is very solo friendly, meaning if you don't want to team up with other people, just play the explorable modes. I've been told that there's also raid content, high level dungeons, which should be fairly entertaining because there's no waiting for tanks and healers, since most of that stuff is really covered by the dragons rather than the players. The actual player characters and classes seem a little bit lackluster, to be honest. So far there's only 4 different characters. There's your basic warrior type, the Guardian. Then there's the Oracle, which has been described as a monk or ninja of sorts, who also uses various melee and magic attacks and light armor. There is your usual spellcasty guy, and there's a ranger, hunter, I don't even know, but he uses bows and gun blades and the like. Yes, you heard that right, gun blades, as in the sword that shoots things. Yeah, they're not all that interesting so far. I mean, you get to upgrade your own attributes, and apparently you also get to master skills once you reach level 15, which I haven't done yet, and then you get to handpick your favorite abilities and upgrade them a little further. So I haven't really gotten into that yet. But apparently the real meat and potatoes lies within upgrading the dragons rather than just your character. There's also a housing system, which I haven't gotten into because, once again, I'm only level 13, but apparently you get to build your own house on a little floating island. There's also a castle that can be taken over by a guild, and whoever owns the castle gets to set taxes and basically piss off everybody who lives on the little floating island with that kind of shit. Of course, that does come with certain disadvantages. You can be a benevolent leader and just not put any taxes on anything and people will like you, or you can charge horrendous amounts of taxes, and then there's a fair chance that other guilds will start wanting to kick your ass until they form up and do exactly that and kick you out of the castle, and then you get to set the taxes. So that sounds like an interesting aspect of the game. The housing looked pretty detailed from what I've seen so far, but unfortunately I didn't have any access to it just yet. Plenty of quests everywhere, plenty of dungeons which can all be played solo. There is a group finder if you want to play with other people. There's a party search, and basically it lets me choose from 3 different dungeons: the Consus Cave, Almaty Gorge, and Havana's Omen. And I can choose the difficulty level. Apparently those are all just available in noob difficulty. Form a party at random, ignore low level dungeons. You just click on whatever dungeon you want to play, hit party search, and you end up with random people, which I don't want to do right now because I'm still babbling. So yeah, basic comfort features are definitely there. There's also your crafting and mailboxes and dyes if you want to change colors on your weapons, armor mostly. Weapons, I think it's just armor. If you want to change your armor colors, there is a dye system, which admittedly is a bit annoying. Yeah, you know what? Before we end this, let me show you how dyeing stuff works. So we go back to our inventory, and have a look at our costume slots, which by the way is a really cool feature that absolutely every game should have. I don't understand why there aren't more games which allow you to wear armor on top of armor just for the sake of looking good. So you click on this little paintbrush thing, and if you want to change certain colors, like let's say I want this white stuff to be red. As you can see, most of these colors are locked. Some of them are unlocked. I've unlocked them earlier. You click on that and then by these go nice and pink, as opposed to the red color that's shown above, which is a bit weird, but there you have it. But let's go back to white. There's that. So in order to unlock these colors, once again, of course, you have to throw money at the screen. And that makes fun new colors pop out. Basically, works like this. You click on the palette and you see a bunch of random colors. And now instead of just unlocking the colors you wanted, well, basically what you do is select any 5 cross-shaped assortment of colors on the screen. You click on that and then you can unlock one of these 5 colors at random by clicking on that, which costs 35 diamonds. You say okay, and then there's this little, oh yeah, password. And then it unlocks any of these 5 colors at random. Hooray! I've got another white color, which was totally worth shelling out 35 diamonds for. Now, if I want any other of these 4 of the 4 colors I haven't unlocked yet down there, I can just click this again. One really annoying thing is that there's a fair chance that it'll just unlock the exact same color again, which I already have. I'm not entirely sure why they do that. So basically you can unlock the same color an infinite amount of times, which is stupid because unlocking costs money, and you should at the very least be able to allow a new color every single time you try this. Because it costs money, and come on, it's a bit of a rip-off. Yes, sure, it's all just cosmetic and it's all just for the sake of looking different, but you know, is that really necessary? So yeah, now I've got 2 shades of white which look exactly the same. Awesome. Another thing with the colors is, as you've probably seen earlier, like let's say I want this bit of my breastplate to be red instead of grayish, which is supposed to be black but it isn't. So if I want to dye this red, you see it on here in the preview, it's a really nice red color, but when I click on it, bam! I'm so very fucking pink. So yeah, if you want to save your money, it's probably not worth trying to unlock the dyes unless you're absolutely dying to have a certain kind of color and then it never looks the way you hoped it would. See, even this is the pitch black of all blacks. It doesn't get any darker than that in the game. I got lucky when I unlocked that one, but it's really just grey and yucky, and oh well, what can you do? Oh well. So there's that. 4 basic classes. Everybody gets their own dragons. Lots and lots of solo-friendly content. A group finder if you want to team up with other people. Can't say much about high-level raid content since I'm only level 13. Can't really say that much about class customization other than the possibility to assign your own skills, attributes even, and fine-tune your compatibilities. And you unlock more spells and skills in battle. That was email, thank you. By learning them from some of the rarer dragons and their dragon soul abilities. So far, there's not really any need to spend a lot of money, at least at this level. I've seen that there's an upgrade system for items. Basically, hang on, there it is. Item enhancement, equipment enhancement. I could drag any item into the... No, I don't want to discard. Come on, drag and drop. Be nice now. There we go. And if I wanted to upgrade this, I could spend gold or diamonds. Apparently using diamonds or these dragon insignias, which you get for taking part in various in-game events. You get a chance of 100% for the upgrade to succeed. If you just use in-game money, there's a chance that the upgrade might fail, which lowers your overall item durability. So, of course, there is a whole lot of stuff in the cash shop which allows you to make sure that the upgrade process won't fail or gives you better upgrades and stuff like that. So I'm not sure how much that's gonna matter in the long run, because, you know, if you've played Runes of Magic, You might still remember how upgrading runes and putting runes on your gear was insanely tedious and downright impossible without spending a whole lot of money, so I'm not sure how much that's gonna matter in the long run. Other than that, you can enjoy this game perfectly right without spending any money so far. Of course, it gets quicker and easier. You do get your leveling boosters, you get to remove certain dragon abilities you don't want by using real cash, small amounts here and there. But, you know, considering the game costs absolutely nothing to download and play, this isn't so bad. So all these rumors about how free-to-play games cost you a fortune and you can spend endless amounts of money and never get anything out of it, it's all a load of crap, seriously. That just about sums it up. So I might upload another video once I get to the higher level content, once I've seen some of the PvP, the housing and raid content and the like. But so far this is a pretty decent first impression, and well, I'll just see how it goes from there.